Samuel Princeton here, and this is a 1 hour long video! Ending season 10 and bringing season 11!
Woohoo! Yay!
As some of you know, we have went off the magic in a little bit less than a month now. Now, what happens is that we're going to rank all of our cruises. All of them from the gem to the magic. What did everyone feel? So, we're going to start with Daddy.
Okay, well, let's see. The gem is the first cruise we were on, and I call it our inaugural cruise. If I had to rank them from 1 to 4,
Okay, can you explain why the gem is first?
well, I'm not saying the gem was my number one choice. I'm saying that the gem was the first one we were on. Now, let me say my top 4. Coming at number 4 would be the MSC Meraviglia. It could have been better and ranked higher, probably because of the pandemic and also the amount of days that were on the ship. My number 3 of the least favorite that I had, I would have to go with the Carnival Magic, the one that we just were on. Coming out of New York, there was a lot of confusion. The lines were extremely long, and the clientele on the ship were, less than stellar. I'm tossed between 2 and 1 because I enjoyed the gem being our first one, and I definitely enjoyed the Carnival Legend. So I still would probably rank my number 2 favorite would be, I would say, the Norwegian Gem.
Wow.
Whoa.
I enjoyed it greatly. The private island was awesome. It was just that it was our first one, and it was just it kind of blew us away. That's kind of how we got into the love of cruising. And my number 1 would be the Carnival Legend. Nice ship, not too big, and the shows were nice, and also the clientele was nice. It was a beautiful, beautiful cruise. Now, who goes next?
I have a little bit similar a list from Daddy, but I actually have to disagree on some points. Number 4, I would actually have to give, of course, to the MSC Meraviglia. Well, it's the same reason Dad said. We only are there for 4 days. 5 if you count the day we got off. But, I don't know, the MSC Meraviglia was impressive. Also, it was a long time to get to our room. It was like a maze. On the 3rd day, we found a way to our room. Not literally, we actually got to our room, but we thought you get out a shortcut by going in through that doorway and then making a right, and then it was our room. Number 3, I would have to give, believe it or not, the Carnival Magic. Well, the reason why I had to give Carnival Magic number 3 is because, I don't know, it's just, the clientele, I don't know, there was a little less than subpar. And I just have to say that Carnival Magic was a good ship, but I don't think it's as good as the other ships. You know what I mean?
What about the kids club?
We're gonna do that after. Number 2 is where I'm gonna have to give it to the Carnival Legend. The reason why is because number 1, I don't know, it's just the Carnival Legend wasn't our first. It wasn't even our second, and I think, believe it or not, the Legend, it was different, but I kind of liked I liked the number 1 better. Number 1, drum roll please! The Norwegian Gem.
Yay!
Norwegian Gem. The thing about the Norwegian Gem is that who's at first, and I think the first is always gonna be the best. You can go on a million crews, you'll still think that the gem is number one because it's our first crew that when we first fell in love with cruising. And overall, my list is 100% Daddy's list, except for if you switch to the second and the first one.
Hmm.
Mommy, your turn.
All right, I have to say,
Number 4.
number 4. I'm thinking the Meriviglia, MSC Meriviglia, simply because of the COVID. It wasn't enough things that we could do because Samuel wasn't vaccinated, so we were kind of limited. Although the private island was probably the best because it had that lighthouse show with the party afterwards. It was really nice. Number 3, I would have to say again. I think this echoes the other 2 lists is the Magic, because number 1, the clientele was a little rude. Getting on the ship, you had to wait on an enormous line.
That's not the Carnival Magic's fault, though.
No,
I know, it's not.
just what it is. 4,000.
I think it was like 4,000 people, so we wanted to go to Mongolia Walk. We had to wait almost 30 minutes.
More than that.
And we didn't even stay to wait. We got sick and tired of waiting, we left. The only thing I think was nice is that the people, the workers were very nice.
The food was excellent.
The food, the main dining room food was nice, but the the buffet food was less than stellar. Really wasn't that great, and although Guy's Burgers was very good. And then number 2, I would have to say the Legend.
Okay.
Because that was by far probably the best one of the best we've been on. It was a smaller ship. It wasn't a lot of lines. We had shows. Like we saw the rock show. It was really good. And then we saw some of a 70s show.
Yes.
It was nice. The kids club Samuel seemed to like better because there was more things to do. And it seemed like there was less waiting and more having fun. Waiting does not equal the fun. And then I have to give it to the Carnival. I'm sorry, the Norwegian Gem is my number 1 because that was our first ship, and it has a little place in our heart for every one of us. And I think the reason why it's number 1, I had the great outdoors buffet. The food was excellent.
Okay.
Oh, and that's my list. I think that number 1 was a gem, but not too far up from a legend. It's about equal in a way. You know, it's about equal. But the legend was very good too. Don't get me wrong. The food was a little better. Yeah.
All right. So, number 1, I would like to say something. I'm going to do is, throughout the hour-long video, I am going to be taking my hat off, and if people take it personally, I'm sorry, but it just gets so sweaty in my head, so right now I have to take it off. Can you put it in my... Okay. So now, usually, I would have to... Also, another thing I would like to show everybody is I got these a couple of months ago, and it actually helps out ranking, and I think I showed you this on the last hour-long video. I don't know. I think I did. We got belts.
Ooh.
For the hour-long video. And it's because it shows our ranking. Dad, I actually made up a name for this. It's a semi-black belt with a black stripe. I call it a tribodon. I know that's not the real name for it. Mom's a black belt because she's the highest. And I have a golden belt.
Wow.
Now, I would like to do something. I would like to do product endorsement. And the product endorsements, drum roll please. Off! Number 1 protection on mosquitoes and other bugs.
Yep, it works. It really does work.
we use this on the cruises, and it helps with the bugs, with the mosquitoes and the flies.
And even outside on our balcony, it does work.
I would like to clarify something. I when I made my reference to my favorite and the least favorite cruises, it that's the overall. But if you break it down in segments, in
Which we
different
are going to do
reasons,
now.
they do change a bit, and you'll see the difference
Yeah.
in our next segment.
That's
Salmon?
Now, let's go back to our product endorsement. It's long-lasting protection. And now, it even sprays upside down.
Wow.
Now, you can use this in the deep woods. And Dad, let us know where'd you get this off from.
Oh yeah. My job that I have, I work outside. And our supervisor, well, the morning supervisor, gave everybody a can of off so we can use it while we're outside. Because I work around a
Do
lot
you
of
ever use it?
trees. Yes, I do. I work around a lot of trees and a lot of bushes, and mosquitoes and flies and bees and stuff is always around. So they give everybody who we work with a can of off. And it works. Believe me, it does work.
Yes. So, now, here's the thing. In the comments below, I would like you to put, what do you think I'm drinking? You see my mug, I'm drinking something. Now, here's the thing. If you comment below and you get it right, I'll ask you on the next video, would you like to go by a nickname? So I don't tell your real name in my next video. Let's say someone guesses and they don't want the real name to be revealed. I will ask them, do you want a nickname? And they'll say blah blah blah. And then they'll know their nickname because their identity. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now, Dad's segment is future plans for cruises. What do you think? What cruise have you been trying to do?
Okay, well, I'm trying to hook up a cruise for either Christmas week and or President's week of next year in February. And the way I'm seeing it, there's, like I said, there's pros and cons to each one, but I'm kind of leaning towards another Carnival cruise, or probably the one that we were on before on the Legend. That was actually in February, the same week we went this year in February. Since we had a good time and the price is right, I was thinking about that cruise, but that's not written in stone. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible that another one could be in the works. Maybe another MSC. I'm looking at an MSC cruise out of New York. It'll be their first time coming out of New York City, and I'm thinking about a cruise doing that probably in July or August of next year. Now, besides those two choices, I would love to do a Royal Caribbean ship, since we never did Royal Caribbean. But with Royal Caribbean, it goes out of Bayonne, New Jersey, which isn't far from where we are. And they have very big ships. That might be a negative or a positive, as we've seen what can happen when you're on a huge ship with the lines to be able to get anything, it's very long lines. So, Samuel, talk to me. Tell me what you think
About what?
about the next cruises. I'm saying either
Well, my always dream cruise would be going on Royal Caribbean because that's the only cruise out of the top 4 cruises we've never been on.
yes.
Now, Mom, what do you think? Would you like to go on Royal Caribbean?
I'd love to go on Royal Caribbean because I think we need to explore different cruise lines We did 2 Carnival, 1 NCL, and 1 MSC, and we need to, get something a little different in there. Maybe we'll enjoy it so much that we'll be loyal to Royal.
Yeah, that's their.
I
That's
don't
their
know about
slogan.
that, but what? I think it's 15 minutes. We got to take a break.
Okay.
All right. So
Alright, so, I would like to talk about something. I would like to talk about the Kids Club. I'm actually going to rank it. Nah, I'm going to do that next time. About Camp Ocean, about on the Carnival Cruise, Carnival Magic, is that I don't really know. It's the most I've ever been in a Kids Club. Usually I'm like 3 or 4 times in a Kids Club. But this year, in this cruise, I've actually liked the Kids Club. I went almost every night. Now, there were some flaws, like we only played video games past 10, and we also did stuff like that. But when you go to the earlier times, you get more stuff like Gaga Ball. If you don't know what Gaga Ball is, basically dodgeball, but you have to get the person from the knee below. That's all Gaga Ball is. You have dodgeball, you have a drawing tournament. They have stuff like that. And I really did like the Camp Ocean. Now, here's the thing. Anything else we'd like to talk about?
what
Well,
about the other? What about the other?
We're gonna do that at the end of that one. We're gonna compare one.
Yeah, but don't you want to?
No, it's after 20 minutes.
Oh.
Okay, so.
All right.
Alright, so we're gonna do Marina's Gripes. Alright. Alright, so here's Marina's Gripes.
Hello, I'm Marina again. The kennel was miserable.
Oh.
I had to be across from a lot of dogs. And you know what that means. They bark a lot and I get scared. Plus I miss my family. I can't understand.
she meow.
I don't understand why I have to keep. Oh my God. Well, that's it for now. Please don't put me back in the kennel anymore. I can't stand it. But the people are nice. The ladies that take care of me are very nice. And Joe is very nice too. Don't get me wrong. He's wonderful. But I just want to be home. I'm glad I'm home. Okay?
Aww.
All right. Bye for now.
Let me go back in the middle. Alright, hold on. Let me just change our formation. Okay. That was a good formation. Now, let's just talk for a minute. How did you guys like the Carnival Magic overall?
Well, I would have to give it a B or a C because, again, the food was subpar. The breakfast and the buffet seemed like it was lacking something. There was no waffles or pancakes, and there was pancakes, but they were very hard. They didn't have enough to put on them. The waffles, there was no waffles. It was the eggs. It was just subpar. It was subpar buffet. Even the lunch.
I think the dinner was the best food.
I mean, the deli was disappointing.
Yeah.
Nope, none of us. We got all stuff from the deli. Like, none of us liked the stuff.
We eventually had dinner at the seafood shack.
Well, I'm going to add my 2 cents. I'm not, was not incredibly happy with the food that was on the Legend. On the Magic. The only thing is I kind of understand because they're understaffed and also they say the supply chain issues they have. They don't have the different qualities of things. So in a lot of cases, it's not really their fault. They do the best that they can. Samuel?
Yeah, I have to agree on that. And the dinner was disappointing. And next thing we know, we're having dinner at the seafood shack. And
although the main dining room was good.
Had frog legs.
The breakfast, I was disappointed.
Very
we went to the main dining room breakfast. That was better, but seems like it was also limited. They didn't have enough on the menu.
Exactly. So before we wrap things up, I would like to tell you something. The Magic, people always underestimate the Magic, but I don't blame them. But some reviews are true, like the food can sometimes be a little far-fetched. But I think overall it was good. So, see you for now.
Bye-bye.
And we are back.
Hello.
Hello.
Now we're going to be doing best restaurant on the Magic. Now, let's start with the middle, Mame. I'll start with the end, Mame.
Well, I have to say the best was the Northern Lights. That's the main dining room. Because I mean, first of all, they have great food.
The waiters.
The waiters were amazing. Anything you wanted, they got. They even sometimes said if you want extras, they'll give it out, and they don't really mind. The second I would have to say was Southern Lights, which we mostly had our breakfasts in the morning, and they were good. They were really good. Except like I said before, the menu was a little limited. I think it was because of the short staffed. But overall, their breakfasts were very good. They were very kind. They gave you what you wanted. They asked you if you want anything else. I think third. I mean, Guy's Burgers was nice because one of the waiters from the Northern Lights was in the. He was doing Guy's Burgers, and it was very nice. They had great hamburgers, and then we had Pig and Anchor. That was really good. But I have to say, by far the worst was the buffet. I think it was the short staffness that made it the worst, and the food wasn't that great. But that's my ranking.
Alright, so it's my turn, I guess. So, I would have to say I'm actually going to go down. Number 4, I'd have to give it to the buffet. One thing about buffet that people know is that they cook it in glass quantities. So what happens is the food gets cold and stuff like that. The breakfast, I would have to say, is the worst with the buffet. The lunch, I really don't mind. Number 3, I would have to give it to Guy's Burgers. Well, I did have a guy there that kind of hooked me up on Guy's Burgers, but the burger was a little spicy.
Yeah.
I think there was peppers. It wasn't
It
bell.
was like a bean
And
type
it was
of thing.
there was beans and stuff like that. I really didn't like it. I took everything off. I only ate the
He just liked the guy, right? You
yeah, I liked the guy. I felt bad, but
yeah.
and then I'd have to say number 2. I'd have to give it to the Southern Lights restaurant. We usually go there for breakfast, but now we went there for breakfast.
It was also a mustard station, so I want to let you guys know that.
Well,
It
yes,
was also a mustard.
E3. Yes, I remember that.
Mustard station.
Not mustard station. Alright, so, and I just have to say that technically the Southern Lights had a very limited menu. They changed its recipes every day like the Northern Lights did, which is aka number 1. The thing about the Northern Lights is that I had the great food. I had 2 waiters that really liked me, and I liked them. Because they were just good waiters. They asked me a service and stuff like that. And we got the same people every day. And that happens on purpose. So on the last day, we gave them 2010 each. I mean,
Yeah.
Give them tips.
yeah, tips. And I just think that's I think the Northern Lights is just better than the Southern Lights. Right, Dan, if you agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
I agree.
I definitely I say definitely, but the Northern Lights, Southern Lights, I think Northern Lights was better. There's certain things that I enjoyed about each one of the places. Buffet actually was the worst, but like I say, then again, buffet food is never going to be great food. It's going to be passable food because it's done in such quantities. Um, People talk about the needing of spice, salt and pepper, and things in their food, and I think that's true. They did have salt and pepper on the table, which made it easier. But a lot of the stuff was bland until you put the salt and pepper. One thing that we didn't hit on so far was the C-Day brunch. And the CA brunch we did a couple of times.
Actually,
Yeah.
Dad, we actually did a lot more than we thought.
Yeah.
Three
Four,
times.
3 times.
The rest we went to the Southern Lights.
Yeah, it was good, but no, it was at the Southern Lights.
Yeah. Southern Lights.
But
the
C-Day brunch was kind of
the C-Day brunch was it, you know, they try to give you an upcharge and trying to get you specialty teas, and but we didn't go for that. But we got enough food in the you know, the C-Day brunch, and also I keep going back to Guy's Burgers because
Pig and Anchor.
And the Pig and Anchor, which is, you know, it's southern type of food,
It was
macaroni
delicious.
and cheese.
The Pig and Anchor, I'm gonna have to give number 3.
We should have went there more than once.
Macaroni and cheese.
Still,
They
it's in my
had collard
stomach.
greens. They had southern staples that was really good. So I mean, there were certain subpar places. Most of them was good.
The deli,
Some
I think,
were
was one of them.
extra good, and there was not a. You could always get some type of good food while you were there. And the by the way, would I recommend it? Definitely, I definitely would recommend it. And I don't know, Samuel.
At the tea.
Alright, so one thing I forgot to mention is the tea time.
That's true.
Now I'm gonna go around and saying, well, how do you rate it out of 5? And just explain why, but not too long. Just explain why.
Tea time. Well, the tea time I enjoy. I give it out of 1 out of 5. I give it a 5, and the reason why, because number one, it it it's something that makes the experience of the cruise a little bit different. Um, it made you feel special,
Yeah.
and you know, sometimes just the little quirks, those little add-ons to a cruise makes it, you know, unforgettable.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Because let's face it, a cruise is gonna have negatives and positives. Food's gonna be negative because nobody's gonna go to a cruise that you're gonna enjoy all the meals. But like, you know, like I said, I had frog legs for the first time.
Oh yeah.
It tastes like chicken.
It was interesting, actually. And the funny thing is, they do look like frog legs.
It's just like frog legs.
I thought they were going to disguise it, but they really
And
did.
it was really good. I had no problem finishing my plate.
Yep.
And you know, those little things. Now, would I have tried frog legs? Bless you. Would I have tried frog legs and paid for them on land? I probably wouldn't. But that's part of the cruising life. Different things, enjoying different meals you would never have, and you know, go out and enjoy. Sammy?
Actually,
Okay. Out of 5, believe it or not, I'd actually have to give it a 4.5. Tea
really?
time was different, but they were treating people a little differently than others.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, because I remember I with this too, like a pudding and cake.
Yeah.
He didn't get our pudding.
We don't pudding.
And but I do have
I'm
pictures
upset
that I
about
made. I do have pictures that I took, and I also put them. And here's a picture it's a collage that I made of the tea time. Hope you can see it.
Yes, I see what you can.
So over here, this is Mommy.
Mm-hmm.
Over here is Daddy. Over here is the title. Over here is my tea and cake, and over here is me. Now,
Coincidentally, you're wearing your
Koozie Fleischer.
Cruisy for Life shirt. Yes.
Now I'm gonna show you a picture of just my tea, and I think you're going to say this looks like it's edited, but it's really not. People think it's gonna be edited, but hold on, let me just try to find it. In the meantime, go ahead, Mom. What's your rating?
Yeah, well, my rating was a little higher, 4.8 out of 5, simply because we had number one, we couldn't choose the specialty teas, which was $1.99. We didn't get that. We got the regular. I like the idea that you get all those different kind of food. You got little finger sandwiches, cakes, and stuff like that. But it seemed like they were treating other people differently. Like I still didn't get my pudding.
Yeah.
And we had to ask for cake. They didn't just come around. So that was on the second day. The first day, you see, we got everything. But the second day, we didn't get our pudding. We didn't get all of that. The strawberries, Samuel wanted strawberries, and they didn't give it to him freely like they did on the first time.
Yes, but I will now like to show you the picture that I was talking about. Here's my tea and cake, and all I got was tea and cake. I mean,
yeah, it was a little. Yeah, the second one seemed a little limited because, again, it could be that they were short-staffed and they were.
It's tea.
Yeah. But overall, I have to say it was very special. You felt good. You felt like you were in England having your tea, and it was very nice. Very, very interesting.
In the meantime, go to the next topic.
The other thing is they didn't offer you lemon or
Or comparisons.
But overall it was very, very nice.
Yes. Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about is comparison of ports.
Well.
Are we talking about the last trip that we were on, Sam?
Yes, the Magic.
Okay, we're talking about the Magic. Now we went to 3 different ports on the Magic. We first started at San Juan, Puerto Rico. The second port was St. Thomas.
Yes.
U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yeah. You can go to Mommy and then I'll be right back.
Okay, and the third one was Grand Turk, in the island of Turks and Caicos. Now, if I had to have a thought of 1, 2, and 3, I definitely enjoyed San Juan. Excuse me, St. Thomas. I definitely enjoyed St. Thomas. It was really nice. I mean, all 3 of them were nice.
Yeah, but it was more hilly. Like the houses were built into the hills in St. Thomas. It was really nice.
It was really different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also it's the nice part about it. We did really one excursion, and we call it an excursion, but that was in St. Thomas. Am I right? Yeah, in St. Thomas we went to a place called the Pirates Museum, and which was right close to the port, and we had a good time. We
took a lot of pictures.
We took a lot of pictures. We had a simulating thing of if like on a hurricane, 75 mile per hour wind, 80 mile per hour winds, and how you would have to sustain it.
Talk about
San Juan?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's funny because a lot of that is a blur. I mean, are you talking about going to doing No, I mean doing
Chasing Mofongo.
Huh?
Mofongo, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now,
Mofongo and all that.
Like I said, there was certain things I enjoy about cruising. One of them is, like I said, is trying different foods. Mofongo was an excellent food. It's Puerto Rican, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
it is.
But it's a Puerto Rican dish. It was outstanding. It had shrimp mofongo
and plantains,
and also it was shrimp mofongo and chicken mofongo. Was it?
Yeah. And
let me tell you, it was awesome. It's like plantains with chicken and with shrimp, and very, very tasty. Now, Samuel, is what would you okay? Well, actually, Robin, what would you say was the food and the comparisons of
the ports?
The port comparison.
Well, I would have to say that I have to agree. St. Thomas was the best. The Pirate Museum was really nice. It was small. It was very nice, and you learned a lot about pirates and some of them hidden St. Thomas because there was a lot of hills. And it's not flat like the other islands. This Caribbean island has a lot of hills, and the houses are built into the hills.
Actually, mountains.
Mountains, yes, mountains. Sorry, mountains. They were built into the mountains, and all the houses are like in the mountains. It's really nice. And I would have to say the second would be San Juan. I wish we could have seen more of old San Juan. We didn't have an excursion, so we didn't really explore it like we should have. But the mofongo was fantastic. Um, it was really delicious. And third was Grand Turk. I think simply because
But we did go to Margaritaville.
we went to Margaritaville, yes. And it was a resort. It was very crowded, but the service was nice, and the food was really nice. So it was. And so far, I think out of the ports that we've been to on all of the islands, I think this was the most interesting because we went to 3 different ports rather than going to Nassau.
Now, I also have a picture of our Puerto Rico signs that we went in front.
St. Thomas.
St. Thomas. Oh yeah.
This is that's Puerto Rico, and this is gonna be St. Thomas.
Now, St. Thomas. We had a picture of the Pirate Museum with the captain's quarters. Here's Captain Robin and Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk.
With a K.
Isn't that funny? Captain Kirk. You get it? Star Trek
Captain
fans
Kirk.
out there?
Captain
Get
Kirk.
it?
And this is Daddy and the Brick.
Yay!
That's right.
I'm trying to think of some more pictures I have. Okay.
Alright, and you're next.
Okay, so if I wanted to be clear, number 2, actually no, I'm actually going to go. Number 3, I disagree with what's number 3. I think number 3 is Samuel.
Okay.
We really didn't explore it as good as I wanted to. And overall, I think it was we had Mofongo, was very good. But I think we went to, I don't know, what's the name of that restaurant that everyone loves again? Ricey's, whatever.
Ricey's.
It was too crowded, yeah.
We had to go to another place called Genesis.
Yeah, that's another guy said that too on the show.
I know.
Yeah, to do that.
Yeah, and I actually liked it, but San Juan I want to explore more. San Juan is more like a New York City.
No.
And notice that. I remember getting there. I remember we had to go to the left, go up the staircase.
Yeah,
And then there it is, like New York City. It was built like New York City, the alleyways, the parking garage.
And we didn't go to Senior Frog this time, sorry.
Oh, Senior Frog.
Yeah, I actually did take a video of Senior Frog, but we never ate there.
We never ate
there.
there.
No.
We went someplace else. But
We tried to find the Mofongo, and we kind of, maybe next time.
Yes. So, number 2 out of the group, the Grand Turk. We went to Margaritaville, which I think you can find in Atlantic City, right?
yes.
Yeah.
She had a good time in Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Very good time. And I think I had good food. The employees went out. There was also a dance party.
Yep.
With many things in one.
Yes.
Number 1, I will have to give to St. Thomas.
That's right.
St. Thomas was very good. This is the first excursion we've ever been on. That's personal for me. Alright, so I think the Carnival Magic had its first excursion. I think the Carnival Magic had the first excursion, which is the Pirate Museum. And I think we saw, you saw Captain Kirk, and we saw Captain Robin, or should I say Captainess Robin, I don't know what it is. You also see a lot of stuff, we also had Dad in the Brig, we also had, this mummy thing, I don't know what it was called, this thing, like a mummy thing, and then you got to go inside and take pictures, and that's what we did, but I can't share them with you right now because it's not my photo book.
I was just saying, I was looking at doing the magic again. And if we did do that, we would know there's certain places that we can hit that we really missed. Like you said, San Juan, Puerto Rico. You would like to do something with San Juan more than you did.
One more old San Juan.
All right. And since we know, the amount of time it takes and everything else, that would be something else to do besides what we did before.
Also, let's talk about the parties on this. Remember there was the white party.
We have about 50 seconds.
Yeah,
so maybe with the next
segment we'll talk about
some of the parties and things. But overall, had a really good time.
And also, we're gonna compare cruise directors coming up.
Yes.
Coming up, we're also gonna be talking about school.
Yep.
But right now, the Carnival Magic was a great cruise. So was the Legend. So was the Gem. So was the Meravilia.
We're thinking about either another one, an MSC or a Royal Caribbean coming up. So stay tuned for what we choose in one of the future videos. We'll let you know.
Yes.
Oh, you never know. We may surprise you with another carnival. I don't know. It depends.
We may surprise you.
Depends what we decide. We'll let you know. Definitely.
Alright. So we have 10 seconds before we're going to go into our next segment. So right now, I just have to say, see you very soon.
On the other side.
And we are back.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Now we're going to be changing up the list a little bit. Let's start off with parties. We're going to be talking about the parties on it. First, let's start off with the main man, Daddy.
Okay, well, the one thing about the parties was that because of COVID, you kind of try to stay away from larger crowds of people. And for some reason on this ship, it was like people just threw common sense away when it came down to parties. It would jam pack with people in one area surrounding the cruise director. Cruise director was a great cruise director. It's just that at that time, so many people jammed together, and even though the majority of people were fully vaccinated, having that many people so close together made for a trying time. That's one of the reasons why I didn't jump into the mix at the parties, because of the amount of people all in one spot. Now the sail away was different because how it took the amount of time getting on the ship. We were kind of discombobulated in a way because not knowing exactly when the sail away party was, having a balcony was great, but in my estimation, I think that the sail away party could have been a lot better, but I understand the reasons why. I definitely enjoyed the gym sailaway party.
Yeah, that was the best.
All right, I think that was the best sailaway party we've been on. But hey, you can't go wrong with a party. Now, Salmon, what do you think?
Well, parties. I actually did like to. I actually did go to the '80s party, yes, but I went in the middle of it because I really didn't like it that much. And that's basically the party. I mean, what can I say? I know the White Night. I haven't been to the White Night. You guys go to the White Night?
We went to the White Night, but we kind of stood away from the crowd.
Yeah.
The thing about it seems like the one thing we all enjoyed on this cruise was going to that pizza place every night.
We're not gonna talk
just every night.
Well, one thing that's really funny is that during the '80s party, we wanted to go to the other side of the Lido deck. It felt like dodging bullets to get to the.
Yeah. I know.
Cause it took so long because of so many people dancing. We had to go around the crowd to the other side of the Lido deck.
Oh my God! Yeah,
it was a journey.
We didn't go to many parties. We saw Glow party, but again, we kind of was trying to stay away because of COVID. Who wants to bring COVID home, right? That's another story.
So here, I actually have something for you. Does anyone know how we keep the hour-long videos in place? I'm talking to the YouTubers. Because you see that we have everything planned out. So how do we remember? We have a list.
That's right. And we check it twice.
Yep. We discuss what we want to discuss, and eventually we just think, maybe this will help, maybe that will help. Add this, add that.
Yeah, this actually took a couple of months to come up with.
Plan.
It did. We scratched this out. We added this in. This doesn't seem right.
I remember I had to scratch out how I like the summer camp and do I like PS99 because I want to put two new topics in. I mean, I edit this list. You know, during the segments, sometimes I edit the list in between now on videos. like I remember just now, like 40 minutes in, I paused it. After the segment, I paused it and I edited the list. I printed it out, and then I came up with this. This is the official list. Good.
Now, what what topic would you like to discuss right now?
Let's play cruise directors.
Yeah, we're gonna compare cruise
Yeah,
directors
since we're on the topic
of the four that we ships that we've been on. Okay, the first ship was on the Norwegian Gem, and we had a female cruise director. I believe her name was Lorena Tapia.
There, go to number 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, now she was okay. Let's say Ryan Rose, the last one, the guy we went on with
Magic.
the magic, and he was very energetic,
Yeah.
extremely energetic, very having a good old time. Speculation is that he got sick.
Yes. Yeah.
And they had to change cruise directors because
But not on our ship,
not
on
on
the
our
ship
ship,
after
the
us.
ship afterwards that he caught COVID.
Yeah.
Now, so like I said, he was really good. Now we were on a ship before that, the Legend, and we had this guy named Lee.
Yeah. He was also.
Wow, let me tell you, if I had to say cruise director, the best cruise that we've had so far, I would say it would be Lee.
Wow.
I think Lee was
Australia.
I think he was really, really good for the ship. Possibly it's because of the size of the ship that he was really able to intertwine with other people on the ship itself. So I definitely think Lee would be my number one cruise director that we've had.
Yeah.
Although we did take pictures with Ryan Rose.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna show him.
Now okay, the Meraviglia. Who was the
it was a guy named Gene, but the problem is we didn't go to any parties or anything, so we really didn't get a chance to get to know him or see him. We just heard his voice over the loudspeaker.
And it was a very big ship,
Yeah.
so it's okay. But I mean, I would probably put him third because of the not really getting to be involved with him on the ship itself. So I would probably put that man third.
And
I would put Lorena probably second. No, well, I would put Ryan Rose second.
Alright, I got the pictures.
I would put Lee
first.
Yeah.
Ryan Rose probably second. I would put Lorena from the gym third. And I would the fourth, the man from the Meraviglia.
Yeah, Gene.
Now, I also have the pictures of Ryan Rose. This is Ryan Rose himself. And this is me. This is me and Ryan Rose. No,
yeah, it's me.
This is Daddy and Ryan Rose. This is me and Ryan Rose. This is Mom and Ryan Rose. It's the first cruise director we've ever taken a picture with.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
Because what happened? Let me tell you the story. We went around. We were eating, and then we saw this. We saw this man in his glossy tuxedo. Then the people were taking pictures with him, and I saw his bun.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the one that spotted Ryan Rose.
Mm-hmm. You did.
Because he doesn't look like a waiter. He didn't look like the captain. So I said, "Is that Ryan Rose?" When we came around, we got his attention, and then he took pictures with us. Yeah. Good.
Although I have to say, miscellaneous that the only cruise ship we were on that we actually met another YouTuber was MSC. We met Tony from
Lido Loca.
That was very special. He was a very nice guy, and
we didn't meet him for that long.
No, but it was special. We actually took a couple pictures with him. But he was very nice.
Very much a people person.
Yeah.
Mom, can you pick up the...
And
that's why that cruise it's a little special because we met another fellow YouTuber.
Now, let's look at what we're saying about the cruise that we might go on. As you probably can tell, we have to pick cruises that will be favorable to having children on because we have a child. He's not a kid no more, but he's getting up there, and you just can't pick cruises that's totally adult with no children activities to do. So Sam, what were you saying?
Now, I just want to say that getting off the topic of cruises because now getting off the topic for cruise for this hour-long video is basically, how I liked 5th grade. Well, I had a teacher. I don't want to say her name because it will be a little. I don't know.
Don't say names.
I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she wants her name to be heard.
Okay.
So I had this teacher. She was a very nice teacher. She was a little on the stricter side, yeah. I also had another teacher that became assistant principal towards the end of the school year. That was upsetting. I got this other teacher, another female teacher. She was absolutely, and even my friend said this. She's not as good as Mr. Mayor.
I'm saying names.
Yes. I mean, yeah, that's a fake name.
That's not the real.
That's not the real name. I'm just trying to do this because of privacy. And the thing is that when my teacher left to be assistant principal, there was this other female teacher that took over for him because he became assistant principal. And I really do think that overall I did like 5th grade. I mean, it's not gonna be the favorite because none of my friends were in my class. Some of my friends was in. All my friends were in a different class, and I was the only one in a different class. And now, how it is to be a senior in 6th grade. My friend will be in my class this year, but I have another friend that won't be in my class. So they will know how I felt in 5th grade. That's what I told my friend. Now you'll know how it is to feel like me in 5th, 6th grade. And overall, being a senior in 6th grade, I won't be the oldest kid in the school, but I'll be one of them. You know what I mean? I have the top, I don't know, maybe like the top 30, 40. And overall, I'm having a new teacher this year, and I think it's pretty exciting. Now,
all the kind of stuff you're going to be doing, like the play and poly concert.
Yes. So wrapping up the hour review, we have 9 minutes.
Well, just about 8 minutes.
About 8 minutes, yes. So, what would you like to do now?
I mean, we could talk about miscellaneous stuff on the cruise.
I'm trying to get off the topic.
Okay, why don't we?
Okay, so let's talk about some miscellaneous stuff. So, Daddy, or actually, no, Mommy, because you didn't really have a lot to say in your own video. So, what would you like to talk about?
I don't know. Overall, we could wrap up I was thinking about wrapping up what we were talking about earlier. Or we could talk about
Alright, so Daddy then, do you have anything to talk about?
Okay, well, I know you don't want to talk about it. It's really not talking about a cruise itself, but it's talking about enjoying life while we have it. You know, as you start getting a little bit older, you start to try to do things that you enjoy. And one of the things we seem to have gotten into is cruising. But I think it's more than just cruising. It's about not putting off things that you want to do for a later date all the time, because with the pandemic you can see things change so fast that you can't keep putting things off. There's certain places I want to go that we haven't gotten to yet. I mean, it costs a little bit more money.
you can talk about
Alaska, Hawaii,
bucket list cruise,
and bucket list places. It's.
I would love to go to Alaska. Hopefully, one day Mediterranean, Australia.
Actually, I have something I want to do.
Go ahead, Sam. What were you saying?
Right now I have to get something together, but right now I want you guys to talk about anything.
Yeah, we could talk about bucket lists.
I'll be right back. When I come back, then I want to.
Those are my bucket lists. Like Mediterranean would be awesome, but you gotta get the ship in Europe. I think it's Spain.
Mm-hmm.
They said South America. They say going to Antarctica is supposed to be amazing.
Well,
but interesting, and the timeline is short. On that one.
Now, definitely, in 2023, the middle of 2023, MSC is coming to New York. They'll be leaving out of Manhattan. And I do want to do another MSC cruise. Actually, it's the same ship, the Meraviglia. And also, I think it's running similar Well, it's running a different, the same type of. Well, not really, because the Meraviglia we went in Florida to
We
get to
went
the
from Miami,
Meraviglia.
yeah.
This one is similar to the gym because it's leaving out of New York and it's going to Orlando. It's going to their private island. It's going to Nassau, and it's kind of similar to the first cruise we were on. Samuel.
Now, here's another product endorsement. Not a product, but it is an app that I've used for like a couple of months. Now, first I'd like to tell you what it is.
Okay.
This app is called Fetch. It is an app that you scan receipts and you can even do e-receipts, like if you get something from Amazon or Grubhub, or you can scan receipts and you can get points from it. And you can even use the points to get money off of something. So, if you use this code, DKBMEW, DKPMEW, you will get 3,000 points.
Mm-hmm.
No, you'll get 2,000 points when you sign up and when you snap your first receipt. And it will help you out. You can get free discounts on stuff when you get to 10,000. I'm trying to save up for something. I'm not going to tell you what. I'm trying to save up for something. But in the meantime, I think it's a very resourceful app. This will be in the description below. Okay? It'll be in the description below. The link will be in the description below. And the code will be in the description below. So, pretty much. Now, go ahead. Whatever you want to talk about.
I don't know, just I like to one day hopefully get to see MJ the musical, but it's too expensive for all three of us.
Very
I know.
expensive.
The only thing is that the way back seats are cheaper, but you're way in the back. You don't get to see the show and Miles Frost and all that. So hopefully one day when the tickets come down a little bit, we'll get a chance to see it. It's supposed to be an awesome show. Everybody raves about it. Maybe we're gonna book another cruise soon. We'll let you know about that. I wish that we could put together a group cruise. That'd be awesome.
I
But
can't.
I
I
don't
don't have enough subscribers for that.
Well,
See, listen, more subscribers, we
that's
could
right.
do
We
a
need
group
more
cruise.
subscribers. I think that the one thing I enjoyed about the gym was they had Broadway type shows.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems like Carnival does not have those. They
NCL
have,
does, yeah.
huh?
NCL does.
NCL does, and even the Meraviglia had different shows. But I think Carnival has they'll have their performers be like the waiters and stuff. They have very good talent.
Oh yeah, yeah, I like that.
But the thing is that it's not Broadway type shows. That's one reason why I would go on a Royal Caribbean ship, an Oasis class ship, because of Mamma Mia and they have Beauty and the Beast. They have different Broadway type shows, Grease, that would make for memorable time on the ship.
Mhm.
The performers are awesome when they do these shows. Now, that's the one reason why I would want to not go on another Carnival. Would like to go on a Norwegian or a Royal Caribbean type ship. Now, Samuel?
Now, everybody. So, basically, this is kind of concluding our video, but we're not going to. But we're not going to do is we're going to wrap it up. We have about a minute left. So, by the way, I just want to let you know that I'd like to teach you everyone an important lesson. Life without risk is no life at all.
That's right.
That's right.
People are afraid of going on cruises. I understand that. But you have to go out and face your fear of going on cruises.
You gotta live. You gotta live. You gotta do. If you bring back COVID, hopefully, now that they lifted the have to be vaccinated on the ships and all of that stuff, and also testing, they lifted that as well. It's going to be a little unsafe A little bit.
I don't consider.
Now, here's another thing. If you can't be smart, be careful.
That's right.
That is what my teacher used to teach me. If you cannot be smart, be careful.
Yeah.
Well, always be careful.
Always be careful.
Samuel would like to wrap it up?
Yes, so, everybody, I hope you enjoyed my hour-long video. It means so much to me. So, this is Samuel Brun saying arrivederci. Sayonara. Good